just to further cement in your minds the shift between the pre-AI era of research and the post-AI era of research, I want to give you this quick use case using Bard where I only have to think of the big picture question and I don't need to dive into any of the details like we used to have to do. So without further ado, let's dive straight into Bard. Back in the day, in the prehistoric era where we would have to use Google, you would really have to understand so many nuances to know which new car you wanted to buy if you were a musician who had a specific keyboard that was a certain size. You would have to say, okay, I have this 88 key Nord Stage 4 keyboard and I travel around with it, but I want to get a new car. Should I get a Prius? Should I get a Tesla? I'm not sure. Can I fit my keyboard in a Tesla Model 3? And before, I would have to think, what were the dimensions of the keyboard? I'd have to Google that. I'd have to write those down. I would have to Google the size of the trunk, the dimensions of the car. And then I would have to do the math myself to try and see if the keyboard can fit into the car. But the thing is, the dimensions of the car sometimes don't even tell you practically how it will be able to fit. Now, with Bard, which is connected to the internet, we can just simply ask, can you fold down the back seats of a Tesla Model 3 for more storage? Because I don't know. Would I be able to fit in a Nord Stage 4 88 key in a Tesla Model 3? Yes. Yes, you can. Boom. Now, I don't need to do any of that complicated math. But beyond just saying yes, it says exactly how the seats fold down. It explains how much more space is created when the seats are pulled down. And it tells you how we are able to put the keyboard in. It gives us some more specific instructions of what we would need to do. And this just saves so much time. So I want you to start thinking about solving your problems this way, where you can just ask the big picture question that's on your mind of, can I fit this keyboard into this car? You don't need to take any other action than that. And that's so exciting because before we would have to do all sorts of research to get the same result. Just to take my example one step further, I'm asking if I can fit my keyboard, a drum kit, an amp, and an electric guitar all inside the Tesla Model 3. And here's the comprehensive answer that we get. It shows the capacity of cubic feet with the seats folded down. It knows the exact length of the keyboard, the width, the height, and a standard drum kit is about 4x4x4, the weight. It knows the dimensions of the amp and the electric guitar. So it says, based on these dimensions, it should be possible to fit all of these items into the Tesla, but it will be a tight fit. And then it goes on to explain how we can fit it in. The keyboard would be laid flat, the drum kit would need to be disassembled, the amp could be placed on top of the drum kit, and the electric guitar could be placed in the passenger seat. It goes on to say, be careful so that you don't damage the car. And then here are some more tips for loading a Tesla Model 3 with musical equipment. These are just some quick examples of how you can just have the big picture question in mind without needing to do all the separate steps of research. You don't need to ask Bard, what are the dimensions of this keyboard? What are the dimensions of the car? You can just say, will my drum kit and my keyboard fit in the car? That's all you have to ask, and Bard will do all the rest for you.